So what I hope is that my life can be an inspiration to others. Inspire them to live a life of excellence, inspire them to live a life of service, inspire them to live a life of principle and passion.
CEO of the National Urban League, Marc Morial, is a public servant, politician, and businessman. And I'm honored to highlight his work as a visionary for Black History Month. He leads one of the nation's oldest and largest civil rights organizations, which is all about action.
We serve 2 million people. We are not a think tank. We are not a talk tank. We are what I call a do tank. And by doing, we are unique.
And in today's climate where we've seen our country divided after a very heated election, Morial says one of the biggest efforts of the National Urban League is making sure that America continues to be great for everyone and not taking a step back in time.
Well, it's important that our job is to push, encourage, and hold accountable every president, every member of the Senate, every member of Congress, with respect to the mission of the National Urban League, which is to enable not only African Americans, but all underserved Americans to enter the economic and the political mainstream in this great nation.
And Bill, he keeps it real and reminds everyone, especially young people, to hold true to their values and principles. And if you want change, you got to be a part of that change.
People have to get off their blanks and enter the fight. To be civically engaged, to be part of the conversation.
And Morial, who is at the forefront of change, I asked him, what do you hope your legacy is?
I hope that my work in my life inspires others, particularly young people. I was incredibly inspired when I was a boy and a man, by my parents, by community leaders that I had an opportunity to meet.
You know, he's an interesting guy, and he's accomplished a lot. How does he feel about some of the more radical groups out there?
We had a very in-depth conversation about Black Lives Matter. He would not categorize that as radical.
Really?
He says people have to realize that it's a response to what has been the climate of what happened with unarmed black men being killed.
I would just love to see a real conversation based in fact. I mean, you know, nobody in these organizations, not Black Lives Matter, not this person that you're doing the story about, deal with the fact that 40% of black Americans polled say that Obama was one of the most racially divisive presidents. Like that I don't understand why that's not discussed.
You don't think that some of the divisiveness with Obama was the fact that he was a black president? He faced a lot of adversity because of his